welcome to my channel, Kimbaskrafts. My name is Kim, and if this is your first time stopping in and checking me out, I hope you enjoy what you hear and see. If you've been here before and you're returning from a previous video, as always, thank you guys for your continued support. We are here for a whip and chat. If you're new to diamond painting videos, that simply means that I'm going to work on one of my whips, WIPs, work in progresses. I only have one current, well, actually, no, that's a lie. I have two, but one that I'm not currently working on. It's like, I put it aside for a little while. So I really only have this one that I am focusing on. And isn't it so cute? So this is called Christmas Balls. It's from Diamond Painting Deutschland. It's a square drill diamond painting, and the drills are square and the diamond painting is square. It's actually 50 by 50. So it's a nice size. And this is what the drills look like. So just so you can see up close what we're looking at. Any special drill, any crystal or AB that you see in here is my doing, because it did not come with any special drills. So yeah, I went through, oh my goodness, my table's a mess. These are all the colors, all the special drills that I'm using, and they're all from DpWithSparklers. Some of them match DMC color for DMC color. Some of them do not. I just went through my stockpile and pulled out ones that look like they were close in color or matched DMC for DMC. Oops. If you hear like rustling under the table, that's Mugi, my Mugi bear. If you don't know who she is, that's my Rottweiler. And she's under there with a bully stick. So this is how much I have left to do. I've completed more than half the diamond painting. I have 2 more rows basically. And yeah, we're going to do a square together. Well, we'll start a square at the very least. Let me just go over my things real quick. So these are all the sparklers that I've added, and I have not added square for square. Like I'm not exchanging everything. For instance, in his beard, it's 38.65, but I didn't use the ABs in his beard because I felt like it would just be like really bright white in the middle, and then these other colors here would make it look dirty. So I just stuck with the colors that, you know, was charted for his face and beard. And I just did the ABs in his hat, and then like the ball of his hat, and then anything that's shining off of it. So little things like that. I did change these out to ABs. They were like a gray. I actually made these ABs because they were all just regular drills, but they're snowflakes, so I wanted them to stand out a little more. So I'm just doing a little bit here and there at my discretion, and yeah, having a little fun with it. So these are my sparklers. The trays that I'm using, this is from DpGalCreations. She's back up and running, and it looks like she's starting to learn how to make pens. So she said she's going to be posting 7 pens, and they're going to be discounted because they're her first turns. And she said there's like small flaws in them, but you know, until she's perfected it, she's going to post them with discounted prices, and she's doing Christmas ones right now, so super cute. And then this is from Bella Art Dana Cole. This is their essential tray, and I love it. So I use this when I don't have a lot of color blocking. I use this when I have a lot of color blocking. This is my favorite medium-sized tray. And this is my favorite small tray. I'm also using this pen from Amazon and these metal tips from Amazon. This is the putty that I'm using. It's Joy's putty, keeping it simple, tested and improved for ABs. In coffee cake flavor. This is the washi tape. It's from Amazon as well. Yeah, so those are all my things. Hold on a second. Okay, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and section this off. So I'm going to put the next row down and then section off what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to zoom you in on my square. So I actually don't need my light pad. I don't know if I need my light pad for that yet. I do need my light pad to diamond paint. But I just take off my old row. And I just, now I want to do like halfway point. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Let's see how close I get. So I feel like maybe here. I'm going to measure. Yeah, no, that's not right. I think maybe here. Oh, that's where I put it. Maybe here. I think I was like one row off. I'm just playing a game with myself. Get my trusty plug here. So that is 10 and 10 1/4. Looks like it could go down one. I don't normally do this. I normally just go where, but I thought it would be fun. And I put my washi on upside down. Also fun. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. There we go. Cut that. Let's see. Is it 10 and 10? 10 and a little more than 10, like one more row, but you can't split that up. So I'm going to start on this side. I always start on my opposite side of my hand for squares. I feel like I can place them better straight. And I'm going to make this kind of big, so that's why I know I'm not going to finish it with you guys. But there we go. That's kind of big, but there's a lot of color blocking in this. All right, I'm going to zoom you in on this square. I have to like move some stuff. Also, this is my, oh, that was Moogs. This is my trash container. This is all the trash that I've had so far because I don't have an empty container to put it in. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to test these out. Okay, so somebody told me to get this stuff, and they're like, it's a shame you threw those containers away. You could have fixed them with the E6000. I was like, well, it's in my diamond painting trash can, which literally only has like drill bags in it. So I dug them all out, and I don't know if you can see the paint, the glue. I used a paintbrush, and yeah, I glued them on. And so I saved all of them but two. Two of them, I don't know if you remember, but that plastic piece actually broke off. So I wasn't able to save 2 of them. But yeah, I saved my whole tray. Thank you, sub, whoever said that. Oh my goodness. I saved my whole tray because of you. I just sat in here and I glued them all on. Look. And they all open because I just glued behind the hinge. How awesome is that? So I didn't lose any of my, I mean, I didn't lose a whole tray of Elizabeth Ward. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, whoever recommended that glue. I was like, oh, crazy glue doesn't work. Nothing's going to work. I was wrong. So E6000 glue. Get it. Love it. Use it. Okay. Gonna zoom you in. Be right back. Okay. I think that that's good. I have you down kind of low so I can see. I hope you're not shaking a lot. Okay. So, yeah, I know I have not done a whip and chat in a very long time, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is why. One, I've been doing a lot of kit up and kit down in chats. So if you like my whip and chats, you might like those videos because I do talk a lot in those videos. That's why they're so long. And I tell stories and all the things I do on whip and chat, but I also, you know, review a product or diamond painting, a completion, kit it down and or unbox and or just kit up, you know. So, I've been doing a lot of those, you know, and then on top of it, we're going to do K. What else? Why else? Oh, that's right. I've been being selfish. It's what it comes down to is I've been being selfish. A lot of times I get in this room and I just want to diamond paint. Like, I want to watch some diamond painting videos and just zone out and just get some work done, you know. And I'm sorry, that's my stomach. I don't know why it's so talkative tonight, but I did eat dinner. I'm not hungry. Okay, so this is Joy's putty. I've had this in here for like almost that whole row up there. I probably should change it out. Let me see how it does. I'm so lazy. I mean, I think you should at least change your putty every row, but I'm so lazy. I just try to make it last forever and ever and ever. So a lot has happened, guys. I don't even know. A lot has happened. I want to tell you this story. The main thing, one of the main stories that I've been dying to tell you. Mugi got bit. Yeah, we don't venture out to the dog parks as much anymore because I just can't trust them. I don't know why she continues to be a target at the dog parks, but You know, she's getting older, and she's getting more protective and guarding. She's coming into her own. So they tell me, you know, puppies get bullied at dog parks. So she is 8 months. And I figure, you know, I don't even understand it, because like I'm looking around and there's all these dogs there, you know, they're like 30, 40 pounds running around, and nobody bothers them. And then there's my dog, and every time there's some asshat that wants to mess with her. And it's very frustrating, because she's the sweetest dog. She really is. She loves, loves, loves other dogs. I've never heard her growl at another dog, you know. And she doesn't understand, like, she doesn't understand when another dog like comes after her. It's a lot of confusion for her, because she doesn't have a mean bone in her body. So I don't think she understands where the animosity comes from, nor do I. But so okay, my daughter and I were going to have a mom and daughter day, and we were taking Mugi. We took her to the dog park. We were going to go to the dog park. We were going to go get lunch with her, try to find somewhere to eat outside. Maybe pick up some mums for the outside. So this is weeks and weeks and weeks ago, guys. I don't even know how many weeks ago, but it was a while ago that all of this happened. And so I told my daughter that I didn't want to go to my normal dog park, because it was taken over by this nasty golden that hates her. Like, the dog's name is Cosmo, and as soon as she walks through the gate, this idiot of a dog just charges after her, like literally runs full speed and tackles her and jumps on top of her, and just sounds like he wants to rip her guts out. Like, he stands on top of her and he's just like, "Arr!" Like, it's crazy. And then I have to rip him off of her, and, you know, then the mom comes over and she's trying to get him to stop. And then as soon as she lets him go, he charges after her again. And, you know, it was, I don't know how many times we saw him there. And I was just like, you know what? Fine. I guess this is Cosmo's dog park now. She's only been coming here ever since she was like, I mean, it was like her safe place. And now, like, I was like, I'm not going to keep doing this to her, because that's not good for her mental health and her confidence, you know, to be constantly attacked by this untrained animal that they keep bringing and not training. So I was like, he can have it. Like, I guess that's his dog park now. So the only other dog park that she never had a problem at, I decided to take her there. And I told my daughter, we're going to go to this one. And so we go, and it was around dinner time. So it was around like 5 o'clock. And people, like a lot of people were showing up, because, you know, they just got done work and they're running and exercising their dog. And there's a lot of energy going on in that dog park. I mean, a lot. Like, but everybody was getting along, having a good time. It was like all the dogs were having fun. Mugi was having fun. And my son calls me and I'm like, you know, we're right down the street from your job. Are you just getting done? And he said, yeah. I said, you know, he said, all right, I'll stop by. So he shows up. Like, we're all, now both of my adult kids are there, you know, watching her, and just like, you know, we're all talking about going out to eat together, and we're trying to decide where we're going to go. And all of a sudden, I see this guy coming, like, getting ready to come in, and I thought to myself, he kind of looks a little nervous. And Mugi was running past me, and I tried to grab her harness because I was going to hold her back for a second. Man, I really wish I was able to grab it, but she ran past me, and she, you know, her and a bunch of other dogs were going up to the gate to check out the newcomer. And he opens up the gate, and his dog was a husky, and that husky didn't even take 2 steps into the dog park, and Mugi went to sniff and just bit her face. And it was horrifying because she screamed so loud, like you would have thought someone set her on fire. She yelped and took off and just was like screaming the whole time she was running. And then all these dogs started chasing her because she was screaming and running. And then she got even more scared, and I was chasing after her, trying to get her. I was thinking, oh my God, did he bite her eyeball? Like, I mean, she sounded like she was dying. Like, I was shaking. I finally got caught up to her. Her nose was bleeding. You know, I was like, I had to like push all these dogs, like get the hell out of here. And, you know, she was like licking her face. She was bleeding. So I told the kids, you know, get her out of here. We're going to take her to the animal hospital right up the road. And I said to the guy, I was like, I need your phone number. And he gave it to me. And we walked out, and we were walking to the car, and this old man, like, everybody grabbed their dogs and just started to leave. And this old man was like cursing. And he's like, why the heck do we have to leave? He should leave. That was completely unprovoked. That was uncalled for. Your dog shouldn't have to leave. And I was like, I'm taking her to the hospital. He's like, I hope she's okay. You know, this is ridiculous. Why are we leaving? And because the guy didn't leave. He just was standing there. And so that ended up being our whole night. Like, we were literally in the hospital for like 3 hours. And the doctor, the vet, came over, asked me, do you know if this dog had their rabies vaccine? So I texted him, and he said, yes, she did. And then, like, we waited. They finally came in, they looked at it, and they were like, it doesn't look like it's deep enough to warrant imaging. We're going to put her on an antibiotic, and pain meds. And we recommend you get a rabies booster because you don't really know this dog or the owner. And so I was like, yeah, whatever you recommend. And then the whole visit ended up costing $361. And I get home, and, you know, of course, Bob and I are like, yeah, I think we're done with the dog parks. You know, we're just going to have to find another way to socialize her with other dogs and wear her out. And I said to him, well, I got the guy's number so he can pay us back. And Bob says to me, just let it go. Just let it go. She's okay. You know, just let it go. And went to bed that night. Next day, I take her to the field in our neighborhood. You know, and it's just me and her, and I'm trying to run her and stuff. And I'm like looking at her nose, and I started getting angry because I was like, you know, why should I have to pay for this? Like, my dog didn't do anything wrong. He didn't even have the decency to, like, apologize to me or, like, you know, or even ask how she was. Like, he never asked me how she was doing, if she was okay. Nothing. Like, and never said he was sorry. Like, not even at the dog park. I was like, I need your number. And he was like, yeah, I know. And he gave it to me. Like, so I started to get really angry. And I was like, I don't care what Bob says. This guy should pay for this. Why should I have to put money out for this? And I have dog insurance, but I wasn't going to, like, send them the bill because it says on there dog fight. And I didn't want them to, like, drop her because they think she's, like, a liability when she didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? So I started to write out this nice text message. Now, when I asked him if his dog got the rabies vaccine, I said it very, very kindly. I said, hi, so-and-so. I knew his name. I said, I'm at the vet and they're asking me if your dog had the rabies vaccine. And all he wrote back was, yes, she did. So I start writing out this nice email like, hey, so we didn't get home from the vet until almost 9 o'clock last night. And I started writing out this email, and then I was like, why am I going to be nice to this kid? Like, he has not asked me how my dog was. He wasn't polite to me. He didn't say he was sorry. Like, so I erased all that, and I just screenshot the bill, and I sent it to him, and I was like, the vet bill. And he wrote back, do you take Apple Pay? That's all he wrote. Do you take Apple Pay? And I wrote back, yes. And then I quickly called my son and said, how do I take Apple Pay? And so he helped me set that up. And then I sent him, a bill in Apple Pay, and he immediately paid it. And then after I get the receipt that he paid it, he paid the full amount. After I get that, he finally writes to me, I'm sorry all of this happened. How is he or she? And so I write back, my dog is not an aggressive dog. She has never shown aggression towards any other dog. That's not her nature. And I think that, even after this incident, she's going to be okay around other dogs because she was wagging her tail and trying to say hello to other dogs at the vet. And I said, I have to be honest with you. I'm pretty upset that you couldn't even bother to apologize or ask me how my dog was doing last night. And so he wrote back, I'm sorry if it seemed like I was unbothered by the incident. I was just really angry. And then he put in parentheses, at my dog. And then he said, she has never been aggressive towards other animals either. She did fine at her old dog park, but since we've moved, this is the second incident this month. So this dog bit someone else in the past month at the same dog park. And he was like, I'm just really annoyed that I have to put money out for something that could have been avoided. I'm thinking, yeah, it could have been avoided by you not coming. Like, why are you mad at your dog? Your dog is reactive. So honestly, that really upset me even more. I didn't say anything to him, but I was just like, really, dude? Like, and then you want to reintroduce her to this dog park after she's shown aggression towards other dogs when there's like 15 dogs in there, like the busiest time, and they are all very energetic because like their parents were at work. And you really think that's the best time to like test the waters? Like, are you serious? I mean, does that even make sense? I didn't say all that. I just said, well, we're done with dog parks. Thanks to your dog. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. I was like, we're done with dog parks. And he was like, yeah, it's becoming too frequent for me. I'm like, too frequent? Like, I don't know. He said, we're not going back either. Like, you think? So anyway, Bob was a little upset with me. He was like, he paid the bill. You should have just said thank you and left it at that. Like, and I'm just like, well, I didn't, because I was upset. And he should have better manners. You know, if my dog had some other dog bleeding profusely at the dog park, although I did just tell this story about how I did say sorry to the guy, but I didn't ask him how he was. I ran away. But he wasn't bleeding, and he had zero reaction. My dog like looked like she was like had gasoline thrown on her. It was crazy. I don't know, guys. I was pretty upset, but the bottom line is this. I haven't been back to, I used to go to I used to go to 4 different dog parks, and I only go to one of them now because it was the one I liked the least, because there were usually no dogs there. And if there were any dogs there, it would be like one dog. And, you know, the whole reason why I liked going was so that she could play with other dogs, get a little worn out. And she just loves to play with other dogs. Like, she just loves it. So I wasn't a fan of this place, but now it's my favorite place and the only place I'll go, because, you know, if I see someone come into the gate, I literally immediately ask them, are they friendly? Or are they sometimes friendly? Because I will leave. You know, I don't take chances. I learned my lesson. So yeah, I don't go anywhere but there. And I actually saw, the other day, I saw a lady from the place where she got bit. We were talking, and I was like, wait, I met you before. You told me this story. And so she's like, oh yeah, I remember you. And she said the dog park. I was like, yeah, she just got bit there not too long ago, I don't take her there anymore, and I told her the story, and she was like, yeah, you know, I don't take my dog there at the you know, she calls it the night crowd, because the energy is just too crazy. She's like, it's just too much. I said, yeah, well, I said, I'm just going to wait until she's older, because I really think that when she is like fully grown, you know, dogs are going to ignore her. It's like right now, you know, they try to assert their dominance on her because she's a puppy. And, you know, I think when she's really chewing away on that stick. When she gets bigger, you know, they're not gonna pick on her. So I've been steering clear of those places. I feel bad because she does just love to play and run like that. But, you know, I have to look out for her best interest. So we've been having a lot of play dates with, the Dobie, our neighbors, Doberman. They're like, they adore each other. They love to run together, and they basically have like every morning they have a play date. It's how we've been starting our mornings off, like as early as like quarter after 7. You know, we'll text each other like, hey, are you ready to go? And today, Bob took her, and I don't know if she knows this other dog's name. This dog, Bash. Bash looks like a cow. It's black, and she's black and white. She's adorable. And so her and Mugi play. She's a pit bull, and the owner is super nice. Sweet guy. Bash is strong. But yeah, he takes Bash off the leash, and we take Mugi off the leash, and they just play. I haven't seen Mugi and Bash play off the leash. When I saw him, he didn't take her off the leash because there was literally 4 other dogs there. It was like becoming like a little mini dog park back there. We really need a dog park in this development, but they keep saying it's a legal thing. I guess if you have dogs like that husky who bit Moogs. But there's a lot of big dogs in here, you know. I think that us older people get them for protection. He saved Bash, and I want to ask him if he was living here, because I asked, because obviously he doesn't have a yard, and he saved Bash. We didn't even go to this place because Bob's first dog ever, he rescued from the place this guy got Bash at, and he said he was required to have a fence. So we didn't even go because they had to fill out an application, and then they had to look at his yard. So, like, when we were talking about adopting, he was like, well, we can't go there because they do require yards. But that's where this guy went. And I don't know. I mean, he could have maybe potentially have lived somewhere else. And that's another thing. It's like they require yards for people who want a dog, but you don't know if they're going to be living there for the entirety of the dog's life. I mean, they might end up in an apartment at some point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, every morning she gets a good run in with her Dobie sister. And then today, like, she got a second run in with Bash. I've been seeing my friend and her dog a lot more, like at least once a week. They get together and we took them to daycare. I'm going to put some pictures up here of the two of them. So stinking cute. And when we went to go pick them up, the one girl was like, oh my God, you're here for Mugi and Duchess? And we're like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, they are so cute together. They love each other. She's like, they follow each other around. They have to be next to each other out in the yard. And then we put them in a crate next to each other. And she said they squished up against the bars so that they were touching. They're so cute. We were like, oh, because she's like really like one of my best friends. And we're like, they're like best friends like us. It's really cute. So yeah, she's got a lot of friends. I have pictures of her nose too. I'll show you guys the picture of her. Is this a snowflake? I feel like it is. I think so. I feel like that's shaped like a snowflake. But I don't want to make it that color. I think I'm going to make it something else. Maybe I'll make it the crystals. Okay, Bob just got up, so I took her stick out there to hang out with him. It's so weird. Like, she didn't really chew on any furniture. Like, she didn't really chew on any furniture. And then all of a sudden she started chewing on our entertainment center. So bizarre. And what she does is it's so weird. She like inches her sticks up to it, and then she like starts chewing on that instead of her stick. It's weird. And it like we can hear she's going to drive him crazy with that squeaky thing. And she just will chew on the like we could hear the change in the chew. And oh my gosh, she's going to drive him crazy. Oh. I don't know how this is going to look. But anyway, so yeah, that happened. Poor Moogs got bit. It was awful. And She has been completely fine though. She's been completely fine with other dogs. She still loves other dogs. She hasn't become reactive. I think she's a little more cautious when she approaches another dog. But she isn't nasty in any way. Let me see how that looks. I think I should take the middle out and put white in the middle. These 3 keys. Put them in that ear. Let me see. Try white in the middle. So let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. So I took her to the daycare near my friend and her friend now. Her buddy Duchess's daycare. Oh, she wants to come back in here. Hold on. I don't think she knows what she wants to do. Anyway, so my girlfriend takes her dog. So my girlfriend lives almost an hour away. And sometimes we want to hang out, but we want to get the dogs together. But like, we want to do other things. We want to go to the gym. We don't really know what to do with the dogs. So what I did is I had her evaluated at where my friend's dog goes to daycare, so that she could go there sometimes and we could put them in there together. And then my friend and I can like go get pedicures or go get a massage or go to the gym together, you know, and the dogs will be entertained and tired when we go pick them. Well, Mugi's never tired. Like my friend, it's so funny. Like the first time Mugi went over there and hung out with them, we all hung out together. She couldn't believe how much energy Mugi had, like, because she would always tell me how much energy Duchess has. But then when she saw my dog, she was like, oh my God, she never lays down. And I was like, you got a grandmom. Like, all her dog wanted to do was like bathe in the sun and like lay on the couch or lay by the fireplace. Like, and Mugi was just constantly trying to like climb on her, get her to chase her, get her to play. I mean, she was nonstop, and we had to keep telling her, like, I mean, I spent the night over there, and I literally had to leave because I was so tired. It was like having like a 3-year-old. I had to keep telling her, like, leave her alone. She's gonna get mad. Like, stop. And the funny thing is Duchess never got snippy or anything. She just put up with it. She just looked at us like, will this kid stop? Like, it really was like it was her little sister. She let her, like, basically torture her for hours. It's cute. She just doesn't stop. She just constantly. And it's funny because she won't wrestle with Moogs if I'm there. Like, when I go inside, she'll wrestle with her and chase her and stuff. But when I'm watching, it's almost like she's afraid I'm going to get upset with her. Because she and I get along really well. She gets more excited to see me than Mugi at first. You know, she's a snuggle bug. And when I sit on the couch, she'll snuggle with me. I can't get Mugi to snuggle with me, but Duchess will. And what do you call it? But when I am not outside with them, she will chase Mugi and wrestle with her and stuff. So sometimes my friend will take them out and I'll just sit on the couch and they'll chase each other. I swear, I think it's because Duchess thinks I'm gonna like get mad at her because she knows that Mugi's mine. I think that's so cute. But anyway, the point is I take her to this this new doggy daycare, and they have a ranking system. So they tell you if the dog is suitable, you know, it's a trial. So it's a 4-hour trial. You drop them off, and when you go to pick them up, they can only stay for 4 hours the first day. And they tell you, you know, if they're a gold star means that they can stay, because they do daycare and boarding. So if they're a gold star, that means that they can come to their facility for anything. They'll let them board there. So I guess they do well in the crate, and they'll let them do daycare there, so they do well with other dogs. A silver star means that they'll only allow them to do daycare there. So I guess they don't do so well in the crate. So they don't, you know, they wouldn't take them on as like a boarder. And then then there's a reevaluate. So I think that's for the dogs where they think, you know, it was just a little much for them, and they think that they could potentially pass, but they just maybe had an off day or just needed just like a one-time exposure. So they think that they'll do better the next time, so they can come back and be reevaluated. And then they have, they don't pass, so they're not welcome to do daycare or board there. And then they have the one-on-one, which means that they're only okay if, you know, a handler takes them out on their own. And I'm assuming like all of these steps, like there's the prices change and stuff like that. But anyway, so I drop her off, and when I go to pick her up, as soon as I walk through the door, they're like, gold star, gold star. They're throwing their hands in the air. She was amazing. And this is after she got bit, guys. This is like weeks later. They're like, she was awesome. She's so cute. And they give me this picture. Here, I'm going to show it to you guys. Hold on. They give me this picture. Look how cute she is. I love this picture of her. And then they give me this. And so what they did is they put a stencil over this canvas, and then they put some blobs of paint on there. Then they covered it with saran wrap, and they sprayed the saran wrap with whipped cream, and they let her lick it up, and so she painted this. Yeah, so they gave me these two things. Isn't that so cute? She is so cute. So yeah, they loved her. So the day she was evaluated, my friend's dog actually didn't go because they were full. So the facility, the workers at the facility, they didn't actually see Mugi and Duchess together yet. So this past week, or last week, was the first time that they saw them together. We booked them on the same day. And yeah, they really played well together. They're like, they didn't go anywhere without each other. They followed each other around. It's like they had to walk right next to each other. So cute. I'm like, that's how they walk when we go on hikes. They walk right next to each other. But, yeah, so it's cool because now she has a second daycare place she can go to. Oh, yeah, I want to try to get her into a day and get her a daycare day this week. That's another way she's getting socialization. And she's really tired after daycare. Like, really tired. After that day, she was tired for like 2 days. And she's really hard to wear out. She's like always ready to play. But I went to get my trigger point injections last week. And so, you know, the doctor who does them, she's Korean. And she's always asking me questions like about my family and stuff. So I was getting ready to go and I was like, let me see if my mom can go. So I called my mom and I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm going to go. I have to go get some injections. I said, and the doctor is Korean. I want you to meet her. And she's like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to the Korean market afterwards. Don't you need rice? You can come and I'll buy you a bag of rice. And she's like, I got rice. And then she's like, I could get a box of cabbage. So I bribed her with a box of cabbage. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, you're going to make kimchi? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay, I'll buy you a box of cabbage. So she came with me to get a box of cabbage. So she comes in the doctor's office with me and she meets, I don't know if I ever told you guys about how, like, my mom, I know I told you guys my mom came from a very remote village, but I don't know if I ever told you about the first time my mom's dad, my grandfather, saw, like, plumbing. I can't remember what I tell you guys, but the first time, like, he visited my mom in the city because they didn't have plumbing on her farm. In her village, they didn't have any plumbing. So, like, they had, like, outhouses and stuff. And the first time he went into her apartment and he saw, like, running water, my dad told me, like, he spent, like, a half an hour or an hour or something. Like, he wouldn't leave the bathroom. He said he kept turning the faucet on and off and, like, looking underneath the sink and stuff and asking them, where is it coming from? Like, he just couldn't understand how it was being delivered through this pipe into their house, you know, not being carried by buckets. Like, he just kept, and then he said he kept flushing the toilet and saying, where is it going? Like, and he's, like, looking underneath the toilet, and it was just, like, to him, it was like magic, you know? I mean, I guess I could have, I mean, you know, the things we take for granted that we've always seen and understand, you know? So anyway, I told that story to my neurologist. She gives me trigger point injections for I've been seeing her for my migraines. And she was really shocked by that. She was like, because she said she thought everywhere was like developed. And she's like, you know, what year was this? And I told her it was in the 70s, you know. That's when my mom came over here. And she was shocked. She was like, I thought that everywhere was like, I was like, I guess not. So, you know, and then she's asking where my mom came from and stuff. So they got to talk, and they were talking in Korean. And I actually understood part of it. Like, I understood my mom asking her, well, how did you learn Hangul? So as soon as she said that, like, my mom asked her in Korean, but for some reason, I knew that's what she asked her. I don't even know how, but I knew when I heard her say Hangul, I was like, oh, she was born here. And so, my mom, because my mom asked me, when did she move to America? And I said, I don't know, you can ask her when we go back there. And I knew when I heard my mom, all I heard was like, Hangul. And I'm like, oh my God, she was born here. So yeah, and then they end up telling me that she was born here. And then my neurologist tells me that her parents only spoke to her in Korean when she was little. And she said she actually had she couldn't speak English. Like at 3 and 4, she couldn't speak any English. She only spoke Hangul. And so she had a little trouble in school at first. Because that's all they spoke in the home. And she spoke very well. Like, I wish I knew Hangul. I should teach myself. I know. I said I was going to. But anyway, so they got to meet. So I can't remember how, after we left, right? My mom was talking about something. She said something about her grandmom, about the neurologist's grandmom, like they were talking about cooking. And I asked my mom, like, in Korea, the 71st birthday is like a really big deal. And like a really big deal. Like when my grandfather turned 71, my mom, it was like the first time my mom went back to Korea. And it was to celebrate his 71st birthday. And I think it's because, you know, back in the day, if someone lived to be 71, like, that was a miracle, you know, with disease and, you know, limited medicine and all that. So it was a big, big deal if somebody actually lived to 71. So they celebrated. It was a 3-day party. My mom said that they partied for 3 days celebrating her dad. She had like a picture, I remember, and it was just like, there was like piles and piles of food in the picture. And like cakes, like mini, like desserts and stuff piled on top of each other in tower, like structures and stuff. It was really cool. And they were all dressed in the Korean dress, like formal dress, matched each other. My mom had one. Yeah, I remember staring at that photo so much when I was little. I don't know where it is now. I think my mom has it still. But anyway, my mom came back from that trip with a Korean dress for me. I never wore it though. They're very expensive too. But anyway, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, so I asked my mom something about, you know, when you turn 71 and you know, there's a question, and, you know, I've talked about this before with my mom. I mean, with you guys about my mom's birthday. Like, the year she was born is not the year on her birth certificate or driver's license, because, like, they have to register. When they register the babies, they have to walk to the town where my my grandfather would have to walk into town. And it wasn't a big deal to not register the daughters, because, like, the boys, they all have to go into the army for 3 years or something like that when they turn 18, but the girls, they don't. So he wasn't in any rush, and he didn't go for like a whole year. And so her year is off by a year. And so even though her driver's license says 52, she says that she was born in 51. So I always knew that, right? And then we were talking, and she starts to tell me that she's not even, like, her birthday, the day we celebrate her birthday is November 4th. And she goes to tell me that that was just the day that he registered her as being alive. Like, he registered her on the day that he walked over there. And I was like, wait a minute, so you weren't born on December 4th the year before? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, what's your birthday? And she said, I don't know. I don't know why, guys, but I started crying. Like, I got so upset. I was like, I just couldn't even control it. Like, we were outside, we were getting ready to get out of the car to go to the Korean store. We left the doctor's office, and, you know, I drove to the Korean market, and we're sitting in the car, like, I was just parking, and I start crying. And my mom's like, my mom thinks she was born in January. And, I don't know why I got so upset. I mean, to not even know really what day. I was like, I don't understand. I'm like, Mom, you don't have any idea what day you were born? They didn't write it down? Like, they couldn't even bother to, like, and she's like, no, I don't know. And I start crying, and she's like, what are you crying for? And I just felt like, how does someone not know when they were born? I don't know. It upset me so much. Like, it just upset me so much. I don't know. It's like, how, like, was it not important enough to you to, like, remember the day? Like, it still upsets me a lot. I mean, obviously it will always be December 4th. 4 has always been my favorite number. And part of that is because of her birthday. That and there was 4 people in my family. So it's always been my favorite number, but yeah, I don't know. I'm like, why is it I'm always crying when I go and get these injections? Oh, what is it about this office that's like I'm bawling my eyes out all the time? I think my mom thought I was being silly, but I feel like everyone at least deserves to know their birthday. She's digging through my stuff. She likes to go into my art cart. Mugi, that's not for you, Mommy. She is a big 80, 75, 80-pound baby. What are you doing, baby? Mugi, don't eat that plant. Come here. Come here. Come here. Can you say hi to the people? Look, come sniff this. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, you can't have it. I just want you to sniff it. You want to sniff it? She's like, give it to me. Give it to me. He's a baby. He's my pretty baby. All right, guys, it's the next day. It is the next day. Yeah, I'm uploading the video that you're going to see next, which is my crystal canvas arts designs. If you guys didn't watch that video, I know it's long. In the end, oh wait a minute, I need my glasses. 1 second. Okay. Mugi and I already went out today. Come on. It's ironic that I'm finally telling you guys the story about her getting bit at that dog park, because I actually took her there this morning for the first time, like, since that happened. I had my coffee in a Yeti because we were out. I would never go there at night again, but I wanted to see how it was. And because she never had a problem with the daytime dogs. And yeah, it was great. They played. She had a great time. She wasn't scared or nervous when we pulled up. She was excited. So I guess enough time had passed. Yeah, it was really good. I'm very happy that I took her. And it was a bunch of, the morning people were always nice, and they were excited to see her. You know, as soon as she got out of the car, they were like, Moogs. My friend was like, Moogie's the mare. So we call her Moogs the mare, Mugi the mare, because she's so like popular in our neighborhood. But anyway, yeah, so if you guys didn't watch the Crystal Canvas Arts Designs, it's a little long. So, you know, I do my review and I end up sealing it 2 times with 2 different sealants. The first sealant, I have used that sealant on diamond paintings before, and, you know, it was very successful, but I guess these drills were popping on my Crystal Canvas Arts Designs. And so it wasn't it wasn't holding the drills down. Like I had to get some sealant underneath of them and not just on top. So I ended up sealing it again with the Liquitex, which did a beautiful, beautiful job. Very, very happy with that stuff. Definitely is going to be my go-to sealant for diamond paintings in the future. And then I framed it, and it came out gorgeous. Hung it up outside, took you guys outside so you could see it. So yeah, I think it's a great video. It's a little long. There's probably some parts, you know, I could have gotten rid of or whatever, but the editing process is long. One of the things in school for me that was always hard was like, I never knew what wasn't important. So I just learned everything. That was kind of my motto, just know it all. Because everything seemed important. So when I would try to like outline a chapter, I ended up like basically rewriting the chapter. And so sometimes I edit like that too, because I'm like, oh, this is important, this is important. But once again, I also had, I don't know if I threw out one part of my video, like, you know, because I was starting and stopping so many times. And so I've been having editing issues, and I don't know, part of it, like I had to do some voiceovers to do explanations. Like, I don't know. I've been having some technical difficulties with almost every video I try to make. I hope I don't have one with this one. But, yeah, so, but it was a good day. Today's been a good day so far. Of course, she got to see her girlfriend, her Dobie friend this morning. And then we're talking about getting them together again this afternoon for a quick little run. And then she had time at the dog park as well. She's now down here. And when, you know, she's funny because she's not like a super highly food motivated dog. And we're always like, come eat your food, come eat your food, like shaking her bowl. Like she gets distracted and walks away from her food and then like forgets it's there, or she's just not that interested. But she came home from the dog park today and she was like sniffing. We have a bag of food that we haven't poured in her container yet. And she was like sniffing the bag of food. And I was like, oh, you're hungry already? It was a little early because we usually don't feed her until like 12. Sometimes we even wait till 1 because she's just not interested in eating. But yeah, she was hungry today. So I fed her like 11:45 and she ate all of her food. So I think all of that exercise really spiked her appetite again. You know, everyone that saw her was like, wow, she grew so much. And, you know, how old is she? And I'm like, she's, you know, she's about 8 months. And they were like, oh, she's going to be big. We weighed her yesterday. She was 74.4 pounds. So her, like for a while there, she was basically like gaining 10 pounds a month. And she was, whatever month she was in that weight range. So when she was 4 months, she was like in the 40s. When she was 5 months, she was in the 50s. So she slowed down because now she's in the 8th month and she's still in the 70s. So even when she was in the 6th month, she was in the 60s, but it took her a while to get into the 70s during the 7th month. So she's kind of been 74-ish for over a week now. So we'll see. You know, I know if she stays on the smaller side, you know, she will probably live longer. So I'm not going to be mad about it. You know, the bigger the dog, usually the shorter they live. So I'm not going to be upset if she's a petite female. But everyone at the dog park was like, she's going to be so big. I'm like, you think so? Because I really thought she would be. And they're like, yeah, she's only 8 months. She's got so much room, so much time to grow. She, this and that. But yeah, she's a good girl. And everyone was like, she's so sweet. Like, she's so, I'm like, she doesn't have a mean bone in her body. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body. I mean, she is getting a little protective, especially at night. Like, she will freak out and growl and bark. She was playing with the little dogs today. She's so funny because she just wants to be chased. And, like, that's a huge problem. Like, all the dogs want to be chased. No one wants to actually do the chasing. So you got a bunch of dogs staring at each other like, come on, come get me. And they're just staring at each other, waiting for someone to, like, actually start chasing the other. And so she went over to the little dogs because there was this scrappy little dog who was, like, barking at everyone and being kind of like a little bully. But she's not afraid of it. So she's, like, egging him on because he was chasing her. And the owner was, like, yelling at him because she thought he was being nasty. And she's like, are they playing? I was like, yeah, she wants him to chase her. And she doesn't even care if he's doing it because he's mad at her. It was really cute. And she's, like, running around the table. And he's, like, trying to get her. She's just, like, looking like, anybody chase me? She's such a girl. Boys chase girls. You remember that in the playground during recess? Let's play boys chase girls. Oh my God, we love that. And yes, she was trying to play with all the little dogs. It was hilarious. But yeah, I was really happy that she wasn't nervous. Like, I was like, oh, if we walk up there and she starts shaking or, like, pulling, I'm just gonna leave. But no, she was good. So I guess we could start going there in the mornings. It was so cold. I mean, windy. It's like a wind tunnel there. I was not expecting that. It was freezing. So yeah, I have to bring gloves and, like, my heavy coat when I take her there. But last night she actually snuggled with me. I woke up and her head was in my armpit. My arm had fallen asleep though, so I had to move it, and then she ended up moving. But yeah, I'm not going to finish this today with you guys. I'm going to finish this today, but not on this whip and chat. I think I'm going to end it now. So these are my plans for this month. I'm going to start my Christmas project. And I'm hoping to finish this, obviously, before the end of September, because we're only in the middle of September, and I have, you know, a little less than 2 rows to go. And then I want to kit up one more Christmas canvas. So, yeah. I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up on the way out. Oh, also, yeah, I did do my nails again. And I did record it, but it was not good. The video wasn't good. So I tried, I actually tried to edit it, and I was very unhappy with the video. You know, I've never done a video like that before. So guys, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait till I change my nail color again. It'll be next week. Okay. I know what I didn't like about that video, so I'll be better. I'll be better. Okay. It'll be a better tutorial. All right. So, keep a lookout for that next week. But yeah, super happy with, these are a week old now. So yeah, going well. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. Keep diamond painting.